Unboxing. I think something related to astronomy, I hope. But let's open it and see what is it. Okay, let's see what is inside. Oh. Filler. What is this? Oh, an eyepiece. 28mm standard comes with the multi-coated eyepiece, which standard comes with the Skywatcher, especially Maxvision and 2-inch barrel telescopes. Oh, let's see. Let me remove it. Okay, let's see what is inside. I had one of these and I was really happy, and I wanted one more. And I'm really impressed with this. This looks actually better than the other one I had. The only difference is that this one, the top cap is not there. There should have been a cap for this. And I like the eye cup for it, because it really, the eye can go there, stand there, and just comfortably watching the image. Yeah, no, I have removed it. That's what I mean when I say that. Let me just turn on the light and see how it looks. Okay, that's the lens eyepiece. Quite nice. Let me remove this cap. This cap here is missing, but the eye cup is really nice. Look at the clean image it gives, even in this dark leather. I'm impressed. I have another one. They're not very heavy, so that's good for telescopes, which have for the mounts which don't have the capability to hold the heavier telescopes. And yeah, it gives a good image. It's 28mm. It has a good eye comfort, distance, eye relief. As you can see, I'm really happy with this purchase. Come on, that's £16 for this eyepiece. It's really cheap and good and cheerful. Very good quality. Yeah, and it's a standard Skywatcher. £16. What you can get for £16. Anyway, this is a Skywatcher SkyMax 150mm Maxvision telescope. It's around 7 kg with the diagonal eyepiece and the finder. This finder I've added on my own, and it's a right angle finder, so easy to look at. But the problem with this telescope, and everywhere I have seen, is that they say that it needs a very robust, heavier mount like EQ5 or above. I read in one of the astronomy forums that actually you can use the tripod for a Skywatcher flex tube, Dobsonian mount. I'll show you the telescope itself, the box of it. You will remember. That's the telescope I'm referring to. And for the International Year of Astronomy 2009. A special edition. This Dobsonian mount here that you can see at the center is the one I'm using. I must say it looks quite impressive on this mount. And the only worry is that will it actually take a long time to dampen the vibrations that happen when you touch the telescope or a mount, or can it do it quick enough in under 4 seconds, sorry. Okay, as you can see, I can turn the mount, I can move the tube up and down. It's quite a heavy beast. It's beautiful, and yeah, I may have found the solution for this, the mount of this telescope. The thing is that when you have a telescope, a heavy weight, anything, at a height, that introduces vibration naturally. So if you get it lower, the vibration will be reduced. The height of it is less. So let's hope that this will work. Okay, this is the eyepiece that came with this telescope. It's lightweight, but it's 2-inch. So the good thing about this also is that this is 2-inch, the barrel and the diagonal. So let me install it and see how it is. The eyepiece is lightweight. This one is lightweight. I have heavier than that, half a kilo or more. So it's better to use a lightweight one just to see how it is. Okay, I've now installed the eyepiece, and of course I have to remove the lens cap, the front cap. You can take a look here. The telescope is not balanced at this stage, so I'm going now to move it along so to make it a little bit balanced. Okay, the eyepiece added some weight to it, so I had to balance it. I moved it slightly toward this direction, so the weight in this direction will be equal to the weight this direction. That's the fulcrum, the center of the gravity, you can call it also. And hopefully that will stay, so I can move it up and down, and to the left and right. So let me target something. Okay, I've now installed my Maxvision 68 degrees 34 millimeter eyepiece. There's a very wide viewing angle. I was really impressed with the image quality on this one. I'm holding the camera. I'm looking forward. That shows the difference between a cheap eyepiece and a good quality eyepiece. So I think I will use the Maxvision with this. It goes better. It gives a better result. Looks heavier. Adds at least half a kilo to the weight, but what the heck, that's a good telescope, needs good eyepiece. The telescope is as good as its eyepiece and mount and optical and collimation and everything else. It's a mad hobby. Okay, I'm using this Skywatcher 28mm long eye relief eyepiece with this Alter diagonal prism and the Skywatcher SkyMax 150 6-inch telescope. I'm really happy with this eyepiece. I didn't regard it highly in the past, but now I can see that actually it's a good eyepiece. It's actually flat across the field, just 5% near the edge. You see some slight astigmatism. And it's comparable to any of these, and better even because it's lighter. It's not a lot of pressure on the telescope when you want to use it. So, I wish there was a higher focal length eyepiece is also available. I know that they're available in the lower ones. I have another one of these. I wanted to have higher specifications of this, and I really am happy with this. The size of it is also nice. Quite lightweight, probably less than 100 gram. Nice eyepiece, and easily fits there, and everything here is Skywatcher except this ultra diagonal prism, and yeah, quite impressed. But having said that about the quality, I think that everything now looks with the ultra diagonal prism a good eyepiece. this is the culprit. This is responsible for all this quality I can see. That's a good diagonal prism instead of mirror. I'm using the Skywatcher 28mm long eye relief eyepiece. It's quite clear and good eyepiece. Very cheap and lightweight. Funny enough, I think I can see Earthshine in the in the dark side of the Venus. I read about it many years ago in one of these French or Russian astronomy books, quite old, from 19th century or early 20th century, that some people actually have been able to see the Earth shine. That means the Earth shining over the sky. Of course, cloud tops in the case of Venus. And they're lighting up those areas. It can be the atmosphere of the Venus, even the clouds or lightning or a kind of glow, magnetic anomalies there, causing a kind of neon cold light. What I can see actually something like, I don't think the camera can show it, but visually I can see that.